I've just been chasing my dream for a long time. Like you said, 1,000 something days since I've been at another international event, excluding lock-in. And obviously, like, it feels good. It's like it finally feels like, okay, like I've put in all this time. I've kept chasing my dreams, and it's like it's not going for like no show.
Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview again covering VCT Americas KICKOFF Playoffs Edition. I'm here accompanied by Zellsis of Sentinels, who are coming off of a 2-1 series win in the semifinals over NRG, thus qualifying them to Masters Madrid. And so, like I said before, Zellsis, thank you so much for taking the time. How are you feeling? A big achievement for you, a big moment for you in your career in this game. So, what's your head like right now?
Honestly, I don't really know. I kind of like I have so much adrenaline, but I'm also kind of tired. I'm like drained almost, like not like sleepy tired, but I'm like drained energy levels. Yeah, today was like a really big win for us. We've been putting in a lot of time, so like I'm just feeling really good. It's my birthday, not to throw that out there, but like it's my birthday, so it feels good to really win on my birthday. It's like a best birthday present ever. But yeah, I feel really good.
Oh yeah, of course. There was plenty of like graphics saying about how it's been like such and such days from the last time Sentinels appeared in an international event. Save for lock-in because at that point, everybody was basically invited. But for you specifically, I just want to point this out. It's been 1,009 days since you appeared in an international event. That being 2021 Masters 2 Reykjavik when you were in version 1. So on top of just having to achieve this victory for your birthday, what does that mean for you just returning to the international stage after so long?
Oh man, it means everything. It really like I mean this is just like a stepping stone, right? It's not like we've done anything insane. Like we've qualified. That's insane. I'm not gonna downplay our successes or whatever, but it's stepping stones, right? It's like all right, we qualified. Now we need to go play finals tomorrow. We need to win that, get our champs points, look good, stuff like that. But the trophies are always the goals, right? And for me, it's like I've just been chasing my dream for a long time, like you said, 1,000 something days since I've been at another international event, excluding lock-in. And obviously, like it feels good. It's like it finally feels like, okay, like I've put in all this time. I've kept chasing my dreams, and it's like it's not going for like no show. Obviously, I'm like even if we didn't win today, I'd still feel pretty proud of like the team and like what we've done and where we're at right now. And just go back to the drawing board, but. It's not one of those days. We beat NRG, we qualified, so now it's to the drawing board to go to the next stepping stone. But yeah, it'll never be like one of those things where I'm not chasing that dream. It's always the dream to chase the trophies. So yeah.
But even so, it's still a good time for you just to take it in this moment, because these kind of moments don't usually happen to every single competitor in this game. More so in every other esport, it's not every often that this kind of thing happens. So that's it. I do want to cover this day in particular. But before covering more into the significance of this achievement for you, I just want to cover this series that just took place between your team Sentinels and also NRG. Of course, playing all three maps in Sunset, Ascent, and Split. And yeah, in Sunset specifically, first off, it was a very long and tumultuous map for both teams involved. And even so, like it featured you guys coming back and forcing overtime, and then it extending for three overtimes in total, I believe. And so, um, how did you guys even come off of that victorious? And how much of a mental strain that was to you and the rest of the team?
I think the good thing about our team is we have like this really nice mental resilience. We always know that we can come back. We always know even like we're like very good at identifying. It's like okay, we had like a 7-5 half I think on our attack, but it was like I think they had like a bomb defuse that was like 0.01 seconds or something from killing him, and like that's 2 rounds right there. I think we threw like a 5v4 or something, or like we like messed up like a mid round or something that could have like the half could have been like 9-3 our favor. It could have been 10-2 our favor. So I think we just have like a really good mental resilience of like knowing like how close the game actually is, and we just need to like grind it out. It's like there's so many good teams in Americas right now that it's like every series isn't going to be free. You need to show up every round. You need to put your all 110% every round because the other team is going to do the same. Nothing's ever given to you in this game, especially in life, you know. So you have to like take it. So our defense, like I think we were flowing pretty well. I think Tens and Zekin had a lot of multi kills that like just swung rounds our way. So honestly, we were just like pretty hyped. We knew like we were still in control. We messed up a couple retakes. We gave up pistol that was like pretty close. Like they went into B main, we were also there, and we just kind of like messed up like the micro level a little bit. So I think for us, we just knew like, we were still in control of the game. Like we like even though we were down, I think it was 12-10. We came back from and went OT. I still think we felt really good. We felt confident. We knew the game plan. We knew what we were doing. So yeah.
How much how crucial was it for you guys to win that first map? Because it could have gone either way. Because like I felt as I saw the latter stages of that map, I felt like whoever won that map would eventually then take the entire series. So how crucial of did that play into the rest of the series as it transpired to the very end?
Yeah. First map was very important. Like first map was kind of like okay, like whatever because we're both good teams. So it's like whatever team wins first map, it's like they're in the driving seat, right? We won first map, so it was kind of like not a weight off our shoulders, but it was like okay, now we're flowing, right? Like we won first map, we're flowing, like we have the confidence. But then second map we went in. I won't push it too into details if you have questions about that, but yeah, first map was it was very important because obviously like I think we picked Sunset and they picked Ascent. I'm not really sure the
Mhm.
vetoes or whatever. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we picked Sunset. So obviously, like winning your map pick in Valorant is very important. I feel like a lot of series, most teams win their map pick, so it's like very important to win your map pick in these close series, especially against like teams such as NRG.
Yeah, yeah, and about the second map, do want to touch a little bit onto that. Of course, what went wrong, but also on top of that, with Split, it's a map that Sentinels has been very strong in since the formation of this iteration during the off season up until now. Yes, you guys lost against G2, but it kind of didn't really matter at that point. But yeah, um, going from Ascent to Split and seeing how it played out, obviously to you guys' favor, for you guys to be as dominant and just beating NRG, a team that was largely um, expected to qualify for Madrid at the very latest. Well, were you surprised that it kind of played out the way it did in Split, or anything else of that nature?
I don't really think about it like that, where it's like, oh, I think it was like 13. It was like a very dominant game for us for sure. But I don't, and at the moment or like in the time, I don't really think about that. I just think about like every round, every round until we hit 13. So it's like every round for me in series like that, it's like always the score is always 0-0. Like like I think we went up 11-1 on our attack, and then like during the freeze time, like before, like when they do the pauses and stuff, we were just saying like, guys, it's 0-0. Like the series is not over. They can easily win pistol and come back from this. Like we need to like really show up and dial in and just close this out. Like no bullshit, no trolling, no over peaking, none of the solo plays. Like we're a team. It's 0-0. We need to really dial in and calm ourselves and just close out the map. And that's kind of like my mental with it. I think that kind of answered your question, but yeah.
Yeah, and still like going into Split, or more so just looking at the entire series overall, just what do you think was the biggest factor that kind of settled the entire series to you guys' favor? Was it just a particular individuals, standing out, such as, Zekin and Ten specifically in that first map, or maybe John Cutie in that third map, being the highest fragger in Split? What do you think kind of set the difference for you guys to your favor?
I think the biggest thing was like our confidence, and especially like our coach Kaplan. Same with John. Actually, they both kind of did this, but I'd have to shout out Cap for it majority. We obviously got rolled on Ascent. Like the score was like 13-8, 13-9, whatever, but it was a lot. I think it was still a lot closer. They were kind of just hitting shots. We ran Cypher for the first time in a match on Ascent. Just trying to plug and play some things. I won't go into too much detail, obviously. But we tried something. It didn't really work. They were hitting shots. I think Ethan had like 26 kills in like 15 rounds or something, which is like an insane stat line to have. Like he was just kind of dominating us. It's really hard to win a map when you have a player doing that like that, especially on like a util agent like he is. Like he's throwing perfect util for his team, and he's also shooting back like he is. Like it's very hard to win like a map like that. But we knew like going into split, like Split is like a playground for us. It's like a very strong map for us. So like we weren't really worried. I think the biggest thing on Ascent was if we weren't going to come back, we needed to at least like wake up. You know, I think people were kind of like down a little bit, not really asleep, but like kind of sad almost. It sounded like. So I think our last couple rounds where we were coming back on Ascent, we're just more focused on like, okay, if we come back, like we come back, like that's great. If we don't, we need to at least show like we're here to play. So the biggest thing for us was just bringing our energy back up and just bringing like our confidence, our comms, stuff like that. And that was like the key factor for us, I think, from like, and shout out to Cap and Amin for doing that, or John for doing that for us. They were really reeling us back in. And then, like I said, like Split was just kind of like, we're very comfortable on the map. We're very confident. So, yeah.
Talked to many players from your team and also Kaplan last week about how the team has been progressing from the start of maybe it's more so during the offseason up until now at this point. And practically the majority of them have pointed to you as one of the biggest causes because of the talk about you being like the vibe guy and just you um, bring the team to a level in which you guys can like sort of relax but also be competitive in your own particular way and just like rise to a higher level. That's kind of the way I'm trying to say. And so that said, now that you've been able to qualify for an international event, and now you can kind of take a sort of a look back towards the team's progression since the start up until now. How have you built this kind of atmosphere within the Sentinels team culture and environment and all that stuff to the point of being one of the best teams in VCT Americas?
I think the biggest thing is I think the biggest thing is the culture. Like when I joined Sen as the sixth, the culture was kind of like different. Like it wasn't really like a team. People didn't really feel like they wanted to win. It was just kind of like people were showing up to a 9 to 5, going about their everyday life, not really putting in that extra energy levels or extra oomph. They're just kind of like, they're just kind of going through the motions. And I think in esports, if you want to be a winner, you can't really do that. You kind of need to give that extra edge of energy. You need to give that extra edge of like chemistry, stuff like that. You need all like the little things that make you a team. And I think for all my teams that I've ever been on, I've always tried to incorporate that into my teams. Like we're all a team. No one is trying to step on each other's toes. No one's trying to hurt each other's feelings. Like the main goal should just everyone should want to win, and that is like the main thing that I talked about Cap when I came here as a sixth. Was helping him try and build that, and then same with John. John bought into that as well. So it's just very easy to make the culture that we have. Like everyone is really, really, really working on that. Even like some days, like we're human, we're not perfect. We're not gonna be like that every day, but we're really, really good about like checking ourselves and like checking on each other and making sure that like we're doing the things we need to do and checking the boxes to make ourselves not only a good team, but like the best individuals we can be. If we're having like a bad scrim day or something, we're very openly discussing it with each other, and we're not holding back things from each other. I mean, some days it's rougher than others. Like we're human, we're not perfect. But the biggest thing for me is just building that culture. And these guys, it's not just me anymore. It's like everyone is doing it. Everyone is building each other up. It's like there's rounds. I have bad rounds too, or like I have bad days, and my team brings me up. And that's like the culture we're trying to build here. And I think the biggest thing with that, and shout out to these guys for allowing that, sort of, um, environmental change to come into their life. Shout out to them. It's not very easy to change like how you feel. It's not very easy to change like what you're doing and like to put in that extra time. It's work. It's a lot of work. But these guys are doing a great job about it, and we're really showing that.
Yeah, one more question because we kind of gone over the time limit, but I do feel the need to ask this final question before we wrap it up. Of course, there was all this talk about you subbing in or you replacing Pancada and how that kind of generated a lot of attention, be it good or bad, regarding your inclusion to the team, and again looking at the team qualifying for Madrid and your contribution to the team. Do you feel like this result kind of vindicates this whole like negativity slash conversation around you and the questions about how you would fit into the team?
Um, I mean, I think a lot of people are Uh, I it's very hard because I'm a very niche player. I'm a very niche personality in the scene. Not a lot of people, like me. Not a lot of people, resonate with what I do or how I act, which is fair. Like, not everyone is gonna like you in life. Like, it's fine. People can have their opinions. Um, I guess the main thing is I just, want people to see me as the player that I am. Like, obviously, I make mistakes in the server. Like, I'm not a perfect player whatsoever, nor do I think I am. But I think people need to realize that like I'm trying my best every single day, like in practice, and I'm trying my best every single day as a human and in matches. And I think like that is the one thing that I would appreciate from people to see, rather than just like all these negative connotations. I think is the word that people spew out, especially not only for me, but just in esports in general. But the question's for me, so I'm just answering it from my perspective. Obviously, like I think I'm a good player. Pankata is obviously a world class player. So putting this whole narrative around like who fits more or who's better is just it's just kind of dumb because we're two different players, two different teams when we're in the slotted role that we're in, stuff like that. So I just would like people to appreciate like what we're trying to do here and what I'm doing as a player. Obviously I troll a little bit here and there on social media and my stream and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, like I want to win. I'm a professional player. Obviously gaming is an outlet for a lot of people, and I probably do need to take this a little bit more seriously than I do. Like image wise, like professionally wise, like with an image. Obviously, a lot of people look up to me. I need to be more of like a spokesperson, and kind of settle down. But I do use this as like life is short, man. You gotta have fun. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and if people enjoy that, they enjoy that. If they don't, then they can hopefully they go about their day and enjoy what they're doing in their life.
Yeah, and certainly myself and the rest of the Sin City fans are certainly enjoying the kind of things that you've been putting on, Zellsis. So, and for that, thank you so much for answering all my questions for this interview. I really appreciate it, and best of luck
Thank you,
for tomorrow and also for the future.
thank you, thank you.